Good morning to you there watching. Welcome to another Thursday training at Browdy Global. If you can hear me in the comment one in the comment section, if you can see me comment two. Welcome. Today promises to be full of as always. Today we're talking about strategies to selling real estate in the coming months. Last week was amazing, and this week promises to be 10 times better. Yes, if you stay to the end of this training, you get a lot of value and know how to scale your sales in the coming months. On that being said, welcome to another beautiful training. It's good to see you there online, and those here, it's good to see you, Mano. It's good to see you, Jacinta. It's good to see you, Chicks. It's good to see you, Wisdom. Good to see each and every one of you. Before we jump right into today's training, I would like to let you know about us a little bit. This is Browdy Global, and we are real estate marketing and development company. And we are Redent certified. That means, yes, we are tested all across Nigeria. And also, we have a platform called Browdy Realtors that helps you start off, progress, and scale your real estate journey. If you want to start off real estate career or business, Browdy Realtors is the place for you to just do that and do that very well. We have verified properties that will make your journey very. With that being said, let's jump into the business of the day, where we set the energy for today's training. As my boss and mentor would always say, our worlds are formed by our words. So what you say to a very large extent determines the realities that you face. So it's time for us to take our affirmations, and these affirmations, as always, don't just say them like they're just words. Say them with a level of intentionality. Say them like you really do mean it, as I always do. As I say it, you will repeat after me. Are we okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? They can't hear. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, are you ready? First of all, taking a deep breath. Taking a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. Feel your fingers, feel your fingers. Be conscious, be here, be in the moment. All right. One last time, deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so now we are going to take our affirmations. Are we ready? Okay. I am the best at what I do. I am the best at what I do. I create exceptional results. I have the skills, knowledge, drive, and ambition to achieve my goals. I persist until I succeed. I execute. I am proactive. Impossibility does not exist. I am not afraid to ask for help and seek knowledge. Success begins with my mindset. Today and always, I will strive for excellence. I am surrounded by smart, capable, and supportive individuals. Today is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become a better version of myself. I am grateful for my job, business, work, family, friends, colleagues, and new experiences. Yes, I can do great things. It may not be easy, but it will be worth it. I give 100% to my goals. I see the big picture. I am Roy Moore Ashimole. I am Roy Moore Ashimole. Nothing is too big for my mind. Nothing dies in my hands. Nothing is too big for my mind. Nothing dies in my hand. One last time, nothing is too big for my mind, and nothing dies in my hand. Please put your hands together for yourself. Put your hands together for yourself. All all right. I meant every word of that affirmation, and for some weeks now, it's actually been my reality. My mind keeps expanding by the day. I see myself doing greater and greater and greater things. With that being said, we'll be jumping into today's training session, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to welcome. I don't know about you, but to me, he's the best when it comes to real estate, when it comes to real estate sales and marketing. He's the best in the whole wild world, from Nigeria to West Africa to South Africa to East Africa to Asia, everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, are you still sitting down talking none other than the phenomenal, the one and only Mr. Jeff Anofi of the world? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, sir. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Please have a seat. It's good to see you all. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. It's good to see you here today. Welcome to today's training. I'm excited to be here as always. Do I look excited? It's good to see you all. We're going to be having an amazing time, just like always. I want to know those joining us. Please kindly type hashtag live in the comment section. Let's know you are there. I'd like to know you're there. Welcome, Ima. Welcome, my boss. Welcome, Jacinta. Welcome, Roy. Welcome, Wizzy on the mic, Wizzy on the cam. All right, so we're just going to continue today the strategies to sell real estate in the coming months. That's the goal for today. We're entering the Mba months, right? And there's a strategy to sell in the Mba months. I want to believe so because for the last 3 years I've used this same strategy, and it's been very amazing. And that's part of what we're going to be sharing today in today's training. Are we excited?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'd like to know if you're joining us live online, please type hashtag live in the comments section and let us know where you're joining us from. So do hashtag live and let us know where you're joining us from. What country, what nation, what ethnic group, what, wherever you're joining us from, please type in the comment section. I'd like to see it. Easy, I think this thing is really hanging. You need to change the internet. My own is there, so maybe bring it. Let's see if it works. Let's see. Okay, so just type hashtag live in the comment section and let us know where you're joining. Welcome everybody that's seated right here. This is our Thursday trainings. We always hold it by 10 a.m. on Thursdays. This is our free trainings, right? For a comprehensive guide on how to start and grow your real estate business, visit realtors.school, www.realtors.school. We have a very comprehensive step-by-step 20 module plus guide on how to start and grow a successful real estate business in Nigeria. However, we also run these trainings, free trainings, every Thursday by 10 a.m. It's a hybrid training, both on-site and online. The recordings of our trainings are on Realtor School YouTube channel. My people will drop the link to the in the comment section, so you can go and subscribe so that you'll be abreast of whenever we have trainings and you want to watch the YouTube and also to my personal profile. It stays on YouTube. So you want to watch the replay, just go to YouTube. The link to will be in the comment section as we dive right in. Thank you so much for joining. Last week we had the first part of this conversation, strategies to selling real estate in the coming months. We had the first part last week, and I think it was amazing. How many of us were here? Tim, good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah. We had a first part last week, and if you missed it, the replay is on the YouTube channel. You can always go there to watch it. And today we're going to have like a sequel of that last. No, not really. Maybe a continuation of the last week's section. And I'm going to share something I call the PVC strategy to sales, right? PVC strategy to sales. And it's I believe it's something you already know, but I'm going to bring it to light and now relate it to real estate sales and marketing, especially in the coming months. Some people believe that this um, the Umba months are months when people make a lot of sales. I also agree with that. I don't believe though that sales stops at any point in time in the year, because from my research, people buy properties every day. From my research, rain or shine or sun or anything, people buy properties every day. The problem is not the buying or the selling. The problem is you. The variable is you. The variable is me. Am I positioned in such a way that I'm constantly being found, seen, known, or heard, so that I can be in the line of action when the sales is happening, right? So you see that, except we have come to believe that sales stops at any time in the year, I think is no, I think it's worse. Just switch it back to the other internet. Internet. I think it's worse now. Internet should be clear. Everybody should be able to feel the training, right? Be your experience, may not be your experiences you get. So we can as well sit down. Sometime within the training, we can amazing. I think it's better now. Wheezy. We can sometime within the training we can answer it. Okay. All right. So moving on, the PVC strategy to PVC. I coined the word, the acronym this morning. I just looked at the thing. I said, okay, this is PVC. Right. So the first P right there is positioning. Positioning. I think we talked a bit about this last week. Did we? Talked a bit about this last week, and I'm just going to highlight on it again. P is positioning. I believe very strongly that one of the strategies to increasing your sales and income in the coming months is positioning. Um, a lot of us real estate people, or even marketers in general, we get used to a specific kind of strategy. All right. And I'm now teaching Abby. We get used to a specific kind of strategy and we stay there. Sometimes that it could work for a period of time. Other times it may not. I'll give you some examples. I remember 2022, early 2022. Um, so 2021 throughout, almost throughout. That's when I started real estate, like full. I did mostly YouTube marketing, mostly. Of course, 2020, coming from my previous life, I used to be a digital marketer. So I used to help, small businesses manage their social media platforms, right? That was what I used to do. And then I switched into real estate towards the end of 2020. And you know, being a digital marketer, so in my mind, I know what to do to finish this sale. Forgetting that low income selling and high income selling are low ticket selling and high ticket selling are different. Actually, the way you market the two is different. The way you market a 100K product and how you market a 1 million, 2 million product is different. You may flukely, by way of fluke, make one or two sales and it stops there. That's why I see a lot of realtors get stuck. So they sell for some time or they do one or two big sales and then more sales do not come because first, I don't even think they understood what happened for them to get that first deal. There was no strategy to it, right? It could just be one of those things, grace of God, like Selma usually says. He says the grace called favor. You know, maybe that was what it was, at the time, and there was no strategy to it. There should be a strategy. Okay, so I was stuck in my old ways, and I decided that, you know what, I know what to do. And then, of course, before the time, if I'm running, marketing for businesses, small business owners, what they call this thing now, mini importation, e-commerce, and all those things. All I need to do is to run ad, get the video or product or the listen of the stuff, put it on the internet, and run ads to it. Many eyeballs get to see it, and some people remove their cards and pay. Is that not it? And not that's supposed to be the straightforward way of selling, have you? And then I'm excited. Like I've calculated I had like, I think I didn't have a lot of money. I had around maybe, I remember the exact amount, 200 and something or 300K in general. This was like my 2 months saving from the business I was doing. And I have a family with 2 children. I have a wife and 2 children, right? So in my mind, if I remove, 100K, run ads 1 month, by the money would have come back. I'll now remove some, buy the world, and then put back the remaining money. Calculate. And the first month, that was in November, I ran this ad the whole month. And in my comment section and in my WhatsApp, was just WhatsApp people. Hey, you they sell. And then the WhatsApp messages, where people were just, and how the comment section was full with good job. Both people that are saying good one and people that are saying thief. People that are insulting you for what you're selling, and people that are saying, people that know you and just share your sentiment and pity you small, and I say, well done. Comment section, no sales. How many of us have experienced it? I mean, real estate people experience it a lot. In fact, when I see a lot of ads on real estate, I just go to the comment section. And I'll just see all those things, right? And at that time, of course, at the end of the month, definitely I won't call them leads, because if you say you had leads, what are leads? Leads are potential buyers, right? Leads. I did not have leads. What did I even have? What's the opposite of leads? I have people that just wasted my money, because each click there, you pay. It's pay per click. Now, I was left with the balance, and I looked at my account. I looked at the ads. And you get to that point where you sincerely don't even know what to do again, right? That was the point I was in at the time. Luckily for me, I'm a person of training. I'm a person of learning. Like, I study a lot. Prior to that time, I had studied a 5-hour training by Russell Brunson on publishing, on it's expert secrets. He has a book called Expert Secrets. There's .com secrets, expert secrets, and traffic secrets. It's his series. So I had studied the expert secret. Expert secret was the first one I came across. Russell Brunson, usually when he wants to release a book, he runs a masterclass to the book. So it's free masterclass, 5 hours. That one particular one was 5 hours. And within that masterclass, he takes feedback and uses the feedback to go write the book. You get? And that's what he does. So I saw that 5-hour masterclass. Me, I'm not afraid of 5 hours trainings. I sat down, burnt mine. In fact, my wife knows. Then if I have 10K, 6K will go on internet. That one is guaranteed until date. I don't even calculate my internet again. Because it could give me heart attack, like, and I know it's something I must do. So I don't even see things I don't calculate again, especially as business is concerned, internet, credit card, and fuel. Just, and so at that point, I had studied that stuff. So I remember, so at that point, I was thinking, what next should I do? And then I remembered that training. He talked about, a part of the training talked about publishing, and he talked about if you like, guy is good. How many of you know him? Russell Brunson. Brunson is good. Russell Brunson used to be the mentor to Alex. I think he's still the mentor, because Alex Hamosi, you know Alex Hamosi? If you Yes, has hair, beards. He wears muscular. He wears singlet in all his trainings. That's Alex. I mean, if you're a student of internet marketing, you should know Alex Amos. Guys, good. He's good. Lately, I mean, I digress. Lately, I learned. I watched one of his videos on his how he divides his time into creator time, maker time and manager time. That training blew me away. I from Lagos to Abuja when I studied that thing. And my God, training is crazy, man. Hi, there are people you should follow in this life. Oh, hi, guys. So imagine someone I'm hailing like this. His boss is Russell. So Russell. So at that point, I remember that he's training, and I went back to watch him. I took like a full day. I watched it, but in fact, that day I just silenced my phone and just focused 5 hours on just training. And when I was done, I knew what to do. That was how I began my YouTube marketing and the strategies thereof. I mean, almost everybody I've trained and is doing quite okay has actually implemented the same strategy. And it's almost guaranteed that within a period of time, you start making sales. It's almost like it's like 80% guaranteed, right? Except again, the variable will be you because it requires a lot of work, and some things I'm going to be sharing today. And that was how the next year, January, I took off, set a goal between 1st of January and March 31st. And of course, whilst I was in the journey, by 27th March of January, I made my first deal. Ever. Like when the alert came, I didn't even believe it till really, I didn't I didn't even when the guy sent me the teller, this is more sent me the teller that they made the payment. In my head, just calm down and maybe, and then it was when the commissioner came. It now made sense to me. Anyways, point I was trying to make with this short, brief, boring story of mine is that if I was stuck in my usual ways, I probably would have given up halfway. Do you get? So because I'm a digital marketer, I think that sometimes your knowledge of a thing is usually your problem. Do you get? Sometimes, yes, your knowledge of a thing and trying to stay there because it worked. And going towards, and like I say almost time, this far. Can keep you this far enough to take you to the next phase. All right. But that same knowledge should have next easily. So at every point in time, that knowledge produced another problem that knowledge cannot solve. And a higher level of knowledge to be able to circumvent this stage. You get that? Yeah. So most in their old ways and they keep saying things in their head like, oh, this is not me, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Like when I see people that a lot of offline marketing when it comes to real estate and are not making sales. I mean, if you're making sales, if you're considering making sales, beautiful. But you see, some people are not making sales and they keep telling me that, oh, Jeff, I am not the internet type. To me, at that point, I give up on you because there's nothing I want to say again now that your mind is already fixed. Okay. And so, positioning, I'm talking about, you know, other things, other strategies you can put in place to make sure that you are seen, heard, and known. Seen, heard, and known, right? Because it's when you're seen, you're heard, you're known that you can actually, people know you for what you're doing, and so they can now, reach out to you for what you sell. All right. Are we following? So, online so far? I like if you're following. So, what are some of the strategies we can put in place when it comes to positioning? I don't intend to stay so position and see of my. And I said that Google, there are strategies you can, implement to me a lot of products that are not just all right. And you know that everything for all the results of the things we searched for are people that put them there. You know that, right? Everything we search for, people put them there. So what strategies in position is seen to search happens within the keyword of your industry, real estate in this case, or location. Lands for sale in Enugu, for instance, or lands for sale in wherever you are, Lagos, Abuja, right? So what I mean, have you been thinking of it when people search for stuff like that within your industry or within your location? Can you be found? Positioning is yourself to be found. Put it, like I said, in the line of action. Things are happening. Are you in the line of action? One of the things you can do is profiles. Of course, I talked about this last week, right? Last week. So, brief reminder: profile, a Google profile, a personal profile, right? Another thing is Google My Business. Google My Business. These are tools you can use to position yourself right. And maps. So usually when you do Google My Business for your business, you know that business can be your name too, your brand, your person is a business too, right? You can do Jeff the realtor or something, or Jeff Anozie bracket real estate amigo or something, such that that name now becomes the business, right? And so when search is happening around your name, maybe somebody mentions your name in a quarter, in a certain place, and they go to look for you. They should be able to find what you put there. Usually, they search for some people, they see other people profile in the first page, other people that answer similar name with you, nothing of you. You put it, how will they find you? Right? Google, leverage Google to position yourself on that first page. Are we good with this? Number two, especially for real estate, is property listing websites. Property listing website. 2022 early, I sold a property on Gigi, from Gigi. Somebody saw me on Gigi and called me. Now, Gigi is a one of the listing sites. Of course, some of these sites are not free, but the good thing about these sites is that they 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 are heavy on SEO, search engine optimization. Okay, they are heavy on it. And so if you position yourself on the platform, there's a chance that your properties will pop up. Again, they are not free. And of course, understandably, because they spend a lot on Google SEO. They spend heavily on Google SEO. In fact, some of them, if you check on Google, you will see their ad running 247. People do Google search ads. How many of us have tried it before? Search ads. Once a while, see, in fact, this is a suggestion. This is a suggestion to realtors. Run ads to your name. Just nothing, you're not selling anything. Just to your name, Jeff Anozie. Just run ads to it. You can do that, right? To even make it sweeter, just make a series of videos of you, or you can be deliberate about it. Pay somebody, a videographer. Sit at a place, start the video. Oh, my name is Jeff Anozie, and I'm a realtor based in Enugu. This part of the video can now be you entering a car going for inspection. My goal is to help smart individuals, leverage really financial fortress, right? So you get to sites and then you're showing somebody, even if it's your colleague, it could be a studio, it could be a manic. How do you call that thing? You're showing the person's sites and then you turn again to the camera. I help individuals do this by showing them safe and profitable. This is off my head. Kai, I'm good, man. Please appreciate it. So I help smart individuals, with safe and profitable real estate within the Southeast or within Lagos or within Abuja, right? And so you get back to the office, you're writing something. I want to help you today achieve this. Call the number showing on your screen or something, or just send me a message or click on this, call to action. There has to be a call to action. So you see that you've just marketed yourself. Now, a potential buyer searching sees that and see the only other person that is doing Lekwana, Lekwe, Uzo. All those people that used to do urgent, dot. Copy from one WhatsApp group and now post urgent, dot. My client needs this. Who will they choose? Why? the positioning, the posture, that's the word, right? The posture is different. You look professional, look like you're not, I mean, and you know, the Bible says, he that has more is given. That thing you do, in client's mind, oh dear, like he's doing very okay, right? Instead of appearing all needy and all broke and all. So that's one thing we can, a couple. How many have I mentioned now? Google and property listing websites. Yeah. So number 3, of course, is social media. This is the one everybody thinks they know, right? And I feel like I still see a lot of people doing it very wrong, right? On your profile picture is a dog, or is a burial flyer. And to me, yes, you may be thinking that you're very emotional about your late grand auntie and all of that. Clients that potential client visiting your profile for the first time, one of the things that draws people to you is your picture. Selling is emotional. People just connect with you. I mean, even you, there are people you just see and be like, I just like. He looks good. He's wearing, maybe he's a professional. They like, just connected to the person. You just emotionally connect to the person. And that's why I teach that your biggest advantage is your personality. No matter how Bill Gates has money and is smart, he cannot replicate your personality. You see, I think that's the biggest. I think no two people, even twins, even Sammy's twins, no two people have same personality. I look at my kids and I wonder. I have a son and a daughter. My son is 6, my daughter is 4, and they are born from the same parents, grow up in the same house, but they literally behave differently. That you cannot understand, you cannot explain it. You see that? So you see that, to me, your biggest advantage, so long as positioning and marketing is concerned, is your personality. So how you now maximize it and use it is now left to you, or even if you know, because some people just hide behind the scenes, no profile picture, their name is funny. What's the one I saw recently? I can't remember all those things. And they just expect miracles to happen. So someone should just, like, a typical example, when people send you friend requests, before opening, you know how this thing appears small, plenty. What's the first thing you look at? The picture, right? Yeah, you just look at the picture first, see if this face looks familiar. If the face does not look familiar, next thing personally I look at is the mutual friends. Okay, so friends with him and their friends, and I'm a valuable person. Is that not it? Right? And then you click to now check me. I'll now go through your wall first, the first 3, 4, because I don't have space. Do you know that the people you follow determine the kind of information you consume every day? Social media is very intentional. As long as I click on your profile and you sell cars, next thing I'll just be seeing cars everywhere. So my heart space, you know, your mind is, you feed your mind from the things you see, the things you hear, and the people around you, right? So why not protect that too? Do you see? So me, I'll check your profile, check like 5, 4 posts. Once I see one stupid anything there, Otilo. Point I'm trying to make is, I feel like we should also be intentional with these things. Social media is not just a flex. To me, my social media is business. We can be friends outside, but that is to the world. Like, I've had clients from Bangladesh. I've had clients from, what's the farthest country I've sold to? Australia. I think that's the farthest country I've sold to. And in that Australia, so my first client in Australia linked me with all his friends. Both those from Enugu, those from Uwe. So long as you want, you hear La, you will say, call Jeff. That's it. I have a lot of clients in Australia, right? And in China, I have a client in China. How does people find me? Social media. So for me, social media is not joke. It's not like did I say this on camera? No. So the meeting. So websites, Abby, and then social media. Right. Got so much on social media. I feel like the major things you ought to know in positioning is your profile. Your profile picture should look good. I mean, dress good, dress like, even if you're not dressing like your bank account, but dress like what's your feature, right? What's your prayer point? Dress like your prayer point, right? Because I mean, you don't know who is people on your profile and what they say about you, right? Then your name, of course, should be good. Like I said, time use a consistent name, a name that you can use consistently on all social media platforms. The reason is so that when somebody searches your name on Google, they all come out and they are consistent. You don't confuse your destiny helpers, right? Let it be consistent. Don't switch it. If it's I know Jeff, I'm going to do this thing. Just stay consistent. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay, my full name is Jeff Tobina Anozie. That's my full name, right? However, it's even because of this monetizing thing that I changed my second Facebook to my full name. My major name is online everywhere is Jeff Anozie. So if you search Jeff Anozie on Google, what I put there is what you will see. That's positioning. Okay, it's very important. Two, especially in the beginning, before you start building traction, I think that you should use same profile picture across everywhere. Also, go and change your Google profile pictures. Google picture is their secondary school phone. That picture they look Bangala, that's what is still on Google. Send somebody email, they are confused. They see the name, they kind of know the name, but the picture there is it's simple. These things are simple. They are deliberate. Just go to Google and change it. Go to your Google profile and change it to a consistent picture so that some people will not remember your name immediately. But when they see the picture, okay, I know this guy. I saw his video on this. I saw his this thing on that. You see, it helps reduce something I call unconscious loss. Why? Because it's not deliberate. Am I making sense? All right. So these three things I'll talk about in positioning. In general, in summary, positioning. Positioning should be deliberate. It should be consistent, like I've just explained. Because over time, the internet absorbs consistent information, a story. Oh, this person is here, this person is here, this person is here. Same name, same content types. Your bio too is very important. It's important that you also, make your bio, tell about what you're doing part time. So bio change. You know what a bio is, right? Change. For me before, it was Enugu Realtor specialized in lands, award winning. Oh, don't lose a chance to write award winning, like or best realtor. See, there's different. I was listening to Steve yesterday, and he said there are difference between humility and humility. Humility is stupidity. Humility is the right thing. Now, what different? You're good. You know you're good, or at least you're heading towards goodness, right? It without being deliberate about putting people down. So you're not being arrogant about it, right? Humility, however, is trying to minimize yourself. You make so you don't make less of yourself. Does it make sense? So you're trying to diminish because of the people around you. They are so small, they are so timid, they are so low lives that you want to not fit into them. You don't want to stand out, right? That's what a lot of people do. That's called what? Humility. And wrong. Is yes, talk about your nobody would blow your trumpet for you. Nobody. That's why when I won Realtor of the Year, I took the video, edited it, and put it on YouTube, spread it across all my social media. I even put the link on my status then. Clients, potential clients, everybody Well done, well done, well done. Guess who they did business with the next? It was me. I mean, there are people that I don't even know that have referred people to us. You say, go and meet these guys. They're the best in Enugu. I don't even know the person. So the person, people that will come to us now and now start telling us, there's this guy in China called this. I said, I don't know him. Right? That is because you put yourself out there. You don't lose the chance to do it. Like, see, or two sales. You've already helped lots of clients achieve their real estate goals. In fact, you even took 3 clients for inspection. 3, you've not sold though. But you explained to them, things. You told them how not to things about bad properties, good. You've already. So don't lose the chance to shout it. I've helped multiple clients. 3 is not multiple. Yes, now 3 is multiple. You not tell them that you didn't you help the person? He has left knowing something that he did not know before he came there. Is that not help? I've helped wise decisions when it comes. So please, let's do this. Let's rank it up a bit. I understand that when we were growing up, they said, God exalts the meek and brings down the. Huh? How do you say that thing? You good. We now turned it into religion. Now we cannot even talk about what we do again because God exalts the humble and brings down the. Forgetting that he that has more is given. He that does not have what? Had he been even left that one for himself? The little he does not have, they will take it from him and do what? Give the person that has. Come on now. So how do you show you have? Do you get? See, I'm talking to myself too. This I'm rocking like I did inside. As much as yes, it looks like Jeff is everywhere. Like a couple of people tell me this like you're just everywhere, and I laugh. So if I post half of the things that we do, yeah, it's just that I came from that background. God, God exalts the humble. Is we get this point, positioning. Please, let's not play with our positioning the rest of the year. Take it seriously. Do it. Take it off. In fact, do times 2 of whatever you've been planning. Be loud about it. Be loud. If you can afford it, get a videographer to follow you everywhere. If you can afford it. Yes. You're not showing off. You're doing what the Bible says you should do. He that has, what is happening? Yes, show that you're doing work. See, there's something FOMO, fear of missing out. Many clients will buy from you because they know that other people are buying from you. That's the truth. They'll buy from you just because they know other people are buying from you. Okay? Use it to your advantage. Take advantage of it. There's a psychology in marketing. That's why when I teach psychology of marketing, I tell people to raise their hands and repeat after me. I will not use these powers for evil because you can actually use it the wrong way and manipulate people. Okay. With this. There are questions around this. Online, do we have questions in positioning? Are we good so far? Let me know if we're good. Please type in the comment section. Can you resend, Ma? Okay. Someone's asking you something, right? Okay, so we're good online. If you have any questions, please type in the comment section. I'll look at it and we'll answer. Again, if you're watching, or just type hashtag live and let us join us as we move on. So I'm teaching the PDC strategy to sell it in the coming months, right? We talked about the P, which is what? Positioning. So the V is value. Value. So I'm going to thing here called value-based marketing. Value-based marketing. if you understand this, I'm trying to say now, and do it, I bet you the marketing game will change. Initially, to look like you're not doing the right thing, it will feel like you're not doing the right thing. But over time, the results will tell. Over time, the results will tell. So, value-based marketing. Again, like I said, I studied that expert modeling and expert secrets. Yes, and then one of the things I learned was this value-based marketing. Of course, I had an idea about it, but I didn't know the extent of which it works till I studied it. Till I started really start implementing. What is value-based marketing? Value-based marketing is simply um, a strategy you use, especially in selling high-ticket products. Use it when you're selling high-ticket, especially to eat. Eat. I talk about this a lot. What is eat? Show expertise, show what? Authority, and build trust. So now that you have positioned yourselves, you're now seen, right? Seen, right? Be heard. You need to be heard. So in positioning, what you're doing is you're building your perceived value. Okay. In in value-based marketing, what are you doing? You're building your intrinsic value, right? Like they said, um, the container and the content, right? So as much as the container is solid, the content should be solid as well. Okay. And you cannot have solid content and hide it. You must be able to show it. If you show it, the best way to build expertise, authority, and trust to show knowledge, right? Which brings me to the point. If you do this, you must be someone that studies. Knowledge, knowledge is key. Knowledge is key. And that's why we have this kind of trainings. That's why we stream life online. That's why we have Realtor School, where we teach you real estate marketing strategy, right? And how to build a real estate business from ground to up, right? Knowledge. So, how do you implement this knowledge? How to leverage value-based marketing to teach? Let me tell you. Let me teach you the strategy behind this. So the truth is, one of the things that people get to see and consider you their preferred option when it comes to buying real estate is understand the industry. The reason you're called a real estate consultant is because people want to come to you when they have a need, pinpoint, or desire, right? And get the right. Now, I teach in closing kind of questions, right questions to ask people or potential clients when they first call you, right? But the reason they even call most times, able to show authority and trust. You've been able to show that through your content. And so rather than just come online and shout, I have a land for sale, I have a building for sale, and you can just come this way, please, this way. Rather than a land for sale or have for sale, you can as well understand the pain points and problems or desires that your potential clients. I use the word potential. I use potential client because there are different types of clients. There are different types of markets in real estate. One of the things you ought to do in the beginning is to decide on a market to focus on part time. Okay. Now, if you understand these different markets and you've chosen the kind of market, maybe low end, mid range, or luxury markets, diasporans, Nigerians, homeowners, whatever, or investors, whatever market you want to play. I know some people that their niche is basically people that are looking for bulk lands. I know someone like that here in Enugu. His focus is on when you want to buy bulk land. He knows all the PGs. He knows all the chiefs. He sits with Igwes. So he will just tell you that this, and he knows where there's problem. And he'll ask, Chonkeji, tiny problem. Or the problem is solvable. So if you want to touch a problem, it's cheaper. You're telling that this is the problem. So if you got settle person problem, Otilo, you know, you want to buy, you can't buy problem land. Oh, some people actually look for problem land to buy. I won't call names, but I know so many of them in this Enugu. Okay, so niche, right? So after understanding that niche, yeah, every level of the market, there challenges, concerns. Nigerians in diaspora, their major concern is what? Trust. Who to trust. Their parents have disappointed them. Their brothers have chopped their money. Their friends, worse. So you're usually looking for a professional that is independent of these people. And sometimes too, see another thing I learned. This one I learned from the field. Usually those ones are just 1 to 5 years. So I divide those people into two parts, 1 to 5 years and 5 years and above. 1 to 5 years, they just left. So they are doing a lot of hard work, million work, and they're bringing in money small, small. They understand that they stay here for long. Because of billing. The billing, they plenty. They play. And you know how we just believe that. I think a lot of people just sites. I don't really know them, you know, too much. So Yankee don't snap for airport. Money don't plenty. Like everywhere, yapa, everywhere soft, you know. So your family, especially those that try to raise one naira to help you go, they just feel entitled. Just feel like every day you're breathing, you owe them. Every breath, every breath you take, you're supposed to send money to them. You know, so a lot of them try to avoid family completely. I have a client that finished building his house. He bought the land through me. We helped him build the house to finish. It was when he finished the house and came back to start moving in that his people knew they are all here in Enugu. That's one example. So there are plenty of them. So now, if I'm going to do value-based marketing targeted at these people, what are the likely topics I'm going to be sharing? Let me add another problem I've noticed over time that they have is how to send money down. How many of you have noticed that? Especially those in Europe. Sending money down is usually a problem. You can't send bulk money, you must explain. Why sending 20 million to Nigeria? Why? So they used to explain. Even 5 million self, they break it down and pay ahead. So one of the things I can do when I'm doing value-based marketing are strategies to sending money to buy property in Nigeria. So I'll go and do my research. Okay, these are money apps. These are strategies people from those sites send money down here. Do you get? That's one. Two, trust. Trust is like their major issues. So how to identify a trustworthy realtor to buy properties through in Nigeria? You see, somebody that is looking for somebody they should buy property, or they've been somebody, maybe somebody's in their inbox and they are questioning the person and they see that kind of content and you're sharing to them, see, genuinely, I'm going to ask that back marketing. Be open-minded that they may not buy from you. They may even use that your information and go and meet him. Oh, be open-minded about it. That you cannot control. And when you control, shows that this guy is withholding too much. It will show. There's somebody, a prospect in UK. One day he called me, a very big screen. Check the door, please. A very big screen, right? And he told me that morning, did a video call, called me that he's watching me. He has watched 8 of my videos that morning. 8. Am I hearing my voice? Can I see myself? You know, one plot never buy from me. This is over 2 years now. And from time to time, if he sees my status, he will good job. You know they buy land, you know they buy. Now fun I go chop. The point is, sincerely, he may not buy from me. It's possible that he takes that information. I got meet land doctor. I watched Jeff. He said that this. Is it true? Oh yeah, can I do deal with you? Oh, I'm open-minded like that. Oh, I am not attached to. It's another thing you must learn as a marketer. Don't be attached to the outcome of the deal. See, if you get to that point where you're not attached to the outcome of a deal, you don't look desperate one bit. One of the problems clients have with me is follow-up. I say, Jeff, but we talked about this thing. You're not calling me. Other people are calling me. You know, in my mind, I'm tempted to say, hey, who are the people that are calling you now? I'm tempted to say that, but of course, it's a client. So I get to say, oh, sorry, our last conversation was this. And that's because I also understand open-ended conversations and closed-ended conversations. Our last conversation was this. And you told me that so time you need to make up your mind, blah, blah, blah. I asked you for a specific time. You said you will get back. I stretched and stretched. You said you will get back. And so, you know, but the thing I try to do is to make sure you're in my loop. Like you keep seeing my status all the time. I make sure of that. And I make sure you know that I'm still in the industry. So whenever I update my status like that and everything, many people think I'm doing it for them. No, it's for those kind of people. That's why I do it. Because you send me a message, you save my number, you're going to be seeing my status. Okay? All right. So the point I'm trying to make here in value marketing, when you keep content that literally tries to solve their potential problems, desires, or needs, you're seen as the expert. You build authority in front of them, like with them, and eventually they trust you. The truth is, they're not going to use those. See, they're not going to go to Mistral. Like if you're teaching them now 5 ways to run due diligence on a property. Number 1, physical inspection. Number 2, title inspection. Number 3, individual. There's this seller investigation. Number 4, check potential of growth in the environment. Number 5, you know, those kind of things. If you create this kind of content and put out, most people think that they're now going to use the content and go and do the thing themselves. They will not. Many of them will not. Right? Many of them will not. They will still call you because you have shown expertise, authority, and trust. Make sense? I hope this entered. Did this sing? Are you picking up what I'm dropping? Okay, cool. So number 2 is what? Value-based marketing. Do we have any questions here? Any questions here as we go to number 3? We're teaching strategies to selling real estate in the coming months, and I'm teaching around the PVC strategy, positioning, value. That's the 2 we've talked about right now, right? Any questions here? Online, any questions? By the way, we are streaming online, streaming to Facebook and to YouTube. The views are not going to see. So you need to go to the channel. The replay of these sections on YouTube. All right. So if we don't have any other questions, we'll move to the next point. I'm not seeing any question online. Let me know you're watching. If you can hear me, type 1 in the comment section. If you can see me clearly, type 2 in the comment section. Let me know you are watching. You all can see me, right? You can hear me too. All right. So let's move on. The third part of strategy is consistency. And I'm going to dwell a bit here so that let us grab this a lot. Consistency. 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 I'm going to share a few things. I'm going to share 2 simple principles we need, or two reasons why consistency is important. Consistency goes beyond waking up every morning to be posting. Consistency is the cheat code of success. No matter how bad you are, but you're consistent about it, it's not long. The universe, what they call it, rewards consistency. Yes, that does not mean you should stay bad. That does not mean you should not improve on yourself. But you stay consistent at a thing. That's the power of the laser. Laser is just light. However, it is focused at a point, okay? And then it's consistently there for a period of time and it burns a hole. Consistency. Now, there are two reasons why consistency is important. And I'm going to be sharing this, and this applies to all area of life. The first is something I want to share called the four. Let me see how I wrote it here. The four stages of competence. This is something everybody should know or have heard. You probably will have heard it. I'm going to mention it and tie it to real estate and marketing. Four levels of competence. The first level. So we're talking about the four levels of competence. Let me just clean this. Four levels of competency. Competence, right? The first is something that is called unconscious incompetence. When you start something, incompetence. When you start something, so you're new in real estate, you're new in marketing, you start from this point of unconscious incompetence. Unconscious means you don't know, you're not aware, right, of what you're doing. Incompetence is that you're not competent, right? So you're not aware that you're not competent. That's the first stage. And this stage is pardonable because, I mean, all of us began here. All of us at a point, if you know how to drive, you know how to drive here? You know how to drive, I'll be good. Almost everybody knows how to drive. That's good. If you don't know how to drive when you're 18, I pity you. It's a survival skill. It's a survival. So please go and learn how to drive. Unconscious incompetence, just like driving. When you start to drive, you're just walking you're just there. You don't know how to drive, but the need to know how to drive has not come up. So you don't even know that that's the stage. Like you're not conscious of that incompetence because you probably have not seen the need or not understood what it is. A lot of people say they don't have opportunities. I don't think it's the opportunity. I feel like we've not seen the need to, right? Unconscious incompetence. That's the first stage of learning, of competence. And this applies to everything: marketing, real estate, living your life, doing anything you want to do. It applies. At this stage, the is what sustains you here is the enthusiasm. That's what sustains you here. So you're just there doing your life. You just saw real estate and felt like, okay, let me do this thing. You're just enthusiastic about it, the numbers and everything, and you just start it. You're doing nonsense, but you're doing something, right? The point here is that you don't even know that you're doing crap. Like what you're doing does not make any sense. So that's the first stage. And how you get out of here is to recognize the incompetence, which we'll talk about in the next phase. And then the time frame in which you'll be at this level depends on your desire and drive. That is why, as a newbie realtor, as a newbie person starting out anything, especially real estate, I usually say that you must have at your consciousness the reason you're doing that thing. Let the reason be very, very strong. It should be beyond just, I saw somebody doing it and I felt like doing it, or there's nothing else to do, I just want to do this. It should be beyond that. It should be strong. For me, it's hunger. Sapa sat me down on a Saturday morning and warned me. Hunger. Say, my son, Jeff, I will kill you. And I had two children. Eh? He's calling me my son now. Me and him were friends now. My father-son mentorship. And so with two children, I knew that I had to get out of that. Like, imagine your kids are now 18 years. They're about to go, or 7. These days, even 16, they go to university, right? They're about to go to university. And they have to pause their lives 3 more years because you don't have money to fund their school. Do you know how you feel as a father? How many of your fathers here? Nobody. Hey, I'm like your grand mentor. So that's why that desire, the level of desire and need, like everybody that I've mentored or I've trained, I don't even know what mentorship, that I've trained, right, or coached, I've always asked them that one question: what is your why? Why are you doing this thing? If your why is not strong enough, usually. So I noticed, and this is not a bash, this is not casting anybody, but I noticed that most people that live with their parents or have people taking care of them, their whys are usually very small. Yeah. Especially your adults, 20, Bible said 20 years you're a man. It said from 20 and above, those that are able to go to war. Who goes to war? Men. Have you? So usually their why is really low. Not all the time. Some people have very strong why, but usually. Okay. So unconscious incompetence, that's the first stage. Is conscious incompetence. Incompetence. Now I'm trying to explain to you why consistency is important, right? Conscious, you know that you're not complete. You don't have the requisite skill, knowledge, expertise to achieve this goal. You know you don't have it, but you're now conscious of the fact that you know, like you're conscious of the fact that you don't have it. Makes sense? This stage comes from, again, this, you get to this point when the desire is strong, you start trying to understand some things. You see someone close a deal with one hand and you're wondering, why can't you do that? You see someone attract leads, you're getting calls, you're making calls every time, and you're wondering, why am I not like that? So you see that the consciousness has come, and that comes from a place of desire. You really want to do this thing, okay? So conscious incompetence is the next phase. At this point, this is a good place to be. This is where people get very restless, start looking for trainings. I mean, a lot of people now come here for trainings, a lot of people now go on Rhetor School to learn. You get, because at this stage, to get out of this stage is just knowledge. You need to learn, right? And then you get into the next phase, which is now conscious competence. So after a while, you then start acquiring the skill. After a while, start acquiring the skill. See, you don't get to this phase. Most stop here actually. So they say things like, I don't know how to do it. So real estate is hard. Real estate is not for me. You get, they just stop there. And then they go back and start another project, Okrika. Forgetting that even this next project, Stockfish, you still have to go back here and start again. You see, they forget that part. They don't even know that this thing is just is. You see why consistency is important? Okay. And at this point, now you're learning the skills. Like I remember when I started posting, I tried to start posting online, I started doing stuff. I used to set alarm. Every 2 hours, my alarm will ring. Have you posted? The topic of the alarm is, have you posted? And then it rings, and I look, have you? Your mind starts to beat. What will I post now? Which one I go post? I'm not good. I'm stammering. You know, but the consciousness is there, and you understand the need for it, and you know what to do. The problem now is that you're now conscious about the action. Like you need to struggle to do it. That is a good place too, right? And then the next phase, which is the beautiful phase, is now unconscious competence. This is what you do when you're driving, and then your mind is in plenty places, but you're driving, and you're driving very well. Yeah, that's what conscious incompetence and unconscious competence. You're now good at it. It's now like second nature to you. Okay, like walking. Walking is second nature to all of us here. I mean, you walked up here, right? So walking is you're walking. You're not even conscious of the fact that you're walking. Okay, so you get to this point, and the only way to get here is through consistency. That's the only way. And this stage is a good stage. Some people fall out. after they've known that, oh, they don't have the requisite skill or knowledge, or, they fall out, they pick themselves up again, start again, but that is why the consistency is important. Okay. Now, this is number one reason consistency is important. Let me show you number two reason. And again, this applies to every other area of life, right? Are we following? Number two reason are the 5 levels of emotional circle. So I'll write emotional circle. Forget the names and nomenclature I'm talking about. Just learn the lessons. Okay? The names are usually not very important. It's the lesson that is important. So, what are the 5 stages or 5 levels of emotional circle of change? Change is a constant. We all learned Mr. Niger D, have you? In school. What was Mr. Niger D? Movement, respiration, nutrition, one thing. Growth. So the point I'm trying to bring here is growth. Growth is an attribute of living things, Abi. Growth. Okay. So growth is constant in our lives, and if you have to move from one stage to another, or learn something new, or be good at anything, you must grow. Okay. What are the 5 emotional levels of change? The first emotional level of change, do it like, okay, let me just write it out. Draw the circle. Uninformed optimism. Uninformed optimism. Now you can, when you go home, you can actually study more on this. And usually I like to share that when you're learning like this, rather than just, okay, much more than just writing notes, also write action plans. So when I go from here, I'm going to implement this, I'm going to implement this, I'm going to implement this, or I'm going to check this out, I'm going to study more on this, action plans, very important. On optimism. This is somebody came back with a lot of 1 million, I show you. Hi, that might be the business why, yeah, 1M commission, and 1M should be like your first goal when it comes to commission. When you start real estate, start from like 1 million should be your first goal, so that when you don't, in your first 2-3 months you don't hit 1 million, but you're hitting like 600, 800K. Yeah, to other people is, but to you, I never hit my goal. It helps you grow. I think 1 million is just a magical number, is it not? So, uninformed optimism. Somebody shows you, oh, real estate. For many people, so real estate has low barrier to entry. What that means is you can just wake up in the morning and say you're now an agent. Abi? That's it. And that's all. You don't say that. Nobody go ask you for certificate. Nobody asks you for. In Nigeria, abroad, of course, school and all of that. But in Nigeria, how many of us have watched that Owning Manhattan? You've watched it, have you? How do you enjoy it? How do you see it? Nice. Watch it again and again. I think it does something to your mind as a realtor. So at that point, you're excited about the potential. You're excited about the things you can achieve in your mind. Don't dream the car you go buy. GLE, yeah, 363. Okay, you don't already know the one you want to buy. You've dreamt about it, and you just imagine, okay, if I do 100 million this year, if I do 100 million in commission this year, we always like 6 million buy car. That kind of thing. That's some people's monthly commission. What are you saying? Uninformed optimism. And so you jump in. They say, okay, if you go to this company called Browdy Global, they have properties, you just start selling. Just be posting it on your status. That's what everybody's doing. Just they post them by the end of 3 weeks. And excited, you jump into the group, you take a profile. See, all people that their status used to reach, the status now looking like a straight line. Tiny straight line. Do you really think people will sit down and start going through? Even you, if you go through your own status, do you reach the end? How do you do this? How do people's mind work? Like you see that it to be at first you think it's one status. Then when you now open, you now see that almost it's really like 2210, 2000. That is that excitement. Oh, look at dump everything. One go. It's called the shotgun approach. The shotgun approach means you know how shotguns work. If you shoot, it scatters. That's what people do. You take something and just throw. One go just stick. You know, one go just hook. You know, in your mind. After a while, time usually is the variable. That you're around me. I try to teach. I say this all the time. I say time will. Time is always the game changer. After a while, what happens is this optimism. You know what optimism is, Abby? Excitement. You know, you're looking forward to something amazing, positivity. This optimism going down after a while. Usually, you know, the past 3 months from my analysis, and then it turns to something called informed pessimism. Informed pessimism. Informed pessimism is it where you're not informed. More. This is not what I bargained for. Do you get? You now start dawning on you that all those things now wash. All those just be posting, just be like some people you ask them, how you selling? Oh, now God, now God. Every morning I just kneel down and then I post on my status. You know, you get to that point. At this stage, the the momentum reduces, but it's not like you've stopped. You still once you show up for meeting, once you now post. Once it just comes. Anytime you hear somebody talking about commission, you just remember it's true. I be read to that year. You're not gonna bring out your own, you dust your flyer and put it on your status. That's the stage, right? These things are normal. Point I'm trying to make here is that these stages are normal. I'm not bashing the stages. I'm pointing it out so that we understand that it's normal. Okay. So at this point, you realize that you need much more than refer back to that levels of competence. So you either are at the unconscious incompetence, all right, or you are the conscious incompetence. You understand? Either you do not even know that you don't know. People that don't used to attend trainings, don't used to learn, they just be doing things because they are in like 22 and a half WhatsApp groups where they used to post urgent. You now carry those urgent, and go and post everywhere and disturb people. Their potential healers and helpers will block all of them. Unconscious incompetence. All right. So at this point, you now understand that okay, you're informed that it's not like that. There's a skill, there's a knowledge, there is a how to. Okay, and then it reduces your pessimism, your optimism, and that is okay. Because that enthusiasm and that ginger will start reducing to the level when it gets worse. Because it's going to get worse. It gets to the value of despair. We call it value of despair. And of course, like I said, you can go and study up on these things. It's out there in the internet. Value of despair. These points that quit. This is the point that a lot of people, real estate is not for me. It works for some people. I hear that a lot. Some people tell me that real estate doesn't work for me. It works for some people. And I asked a few questions. I just want to ask just to justify my knowledge, because I know that just like every other thing, you just learn it, and over time you move from unconscious incompetence, right, to competence. It's just a matter of time. However, most people don't stay that long. Do you get? So they get to this value of despair and they quit. This is where I've heard many people say things like, I stayed 2 years without one sale. But you realize that as they hit this value of competence that every other person hits, they didn't give up. I feel like some people had prior knowledge before hitting there. Others did not. So those that did not usually and go start another opportunity. They see their friends doing clearing and forwarding. Na papa. And they now say, oh, clearing and forwarding, they give money. Because the guy just bought a GL what again? He just bought one and he's building his house. And then he tells you and he say, okay, that now there the money day. You then abandon us here. I enter ninth bus to Papa. Forgetting that you're going to go and start all over again. Everybody that has achieved anything goes through this. Go and ask. All right? Value of despair is where a lot of people quit and go back to square one. And that is why many people don't go beyond a certain level in their lifetime. The problem is not even you now. The problem is you've set a standard, not you people here. They set a standard for their generation. And so you see that from year to year, those people, all of them, they don't go beyond the limit because they've seen their grandfather quit at teens and go and start all over again. They've seen their father quit at teens, go and start all over again. Do you get? And so you call it generational what? Meanwhile, it's a generational behavior. Pattern. The problem here is knowledge. Many people don't know that this is just simply an emotional set of change. Everything that grows and change passes through this level, these stages. And me and you that now understand it, when we get to this value of despair, we keep at it, keep learning, we keep implementing. Again, why consistency is important. That's the point we're trying to make here, right? And you keep learning, you keep implementing, you keep learning, you keep implementing. You keep understanding that you're not attached to the outcome of a sale. You're not a client that says no to you consistently does not mean that you're a failure. It just simply means that either you're not ready or he's not ready at that time. Simple. Either you're not ready to be able to convert him, you're still trying to understand your level, the level of competence you are in. All right. You've not yet gotten to the point where if you talk to a client, you go buy, either a buy or a buy. Do you get? Except he doesn't have money. Do you get? There are stages like that, but it takes time. And it takes being on the field consistently. It means going for inspections, speaking with clients. It means generating leads. It means talking to people on the phone and listening, understanding the skills that you need to acquire in order to convert a sale. Levels of what? Competence. All right? This is where that stuff I first talked about comes to play. All right? And then we'll move to the next stage, which is the optimism. Now you know. Now you know. You know that it's much more than just, it's much more than just ginger. Put your status with picture. You know it's much more than that. It takes another level. As a matter of fact, it takes you building things like a personal brand. It takes you understanding the value-based marketing I just spoke about that will distinguish you and stand you out. It takes you understanding that people need to see your expertise, authority, so that they can trust you enough to send properties to buy a property through you. You see, it takes you to now understand the put out there determines how people approach you, and also understanding that not everybody is your market. Realtors don't understand this one yet, especially new realtors. They're everywhere. They say it's rent in Obiagu. They are there. They say it's a land, bulk land, 50. Also, that's right. Looking for 500 bulk land in Enugu. Those screenshots and start running up and down. Okay, you're everywhere, and so you don't have a focus. Do you see? You don't have a focus. And so before this one mature, you have left that spot. Before you mature, you don't leave them. You don't run go another place. This one, you're following this one, following this one. It looks like it's not working. 2 weeks have gone. Before you mature, you don't go another one. Leaving unconscious losses everywhere. All right? Informed optimism is that point where you know that, okay, there's an information I need to have. There's a skill level, there's a level of consistently I need to over time so I can achieve the goal I want to achieve. All right. Then the fifth stage, which is now your goal, which is now success. Success. So usually it is drawn like this. Are we good with this? Let me show you how it's drawn. Maybe the picture will stick more. I am a picture person. I like to see. And for me, I like to see things. That's how I learn. So how you learn. Some people like to hear. So it's drawn like this usually. So this is time. This is time. Time. This side of time goes to success. This side of time goes to repeat or failure, quit. Right? This is pessimism. This is optimism. Okay? So this is that stage one, which is what? Who remembers? Uninformed optimism. Beautiful. People are smart. Uninformed optimism. All right? This is stage two here, which is what? Informed pessimism. Pessimism. Beautiful. This is stage three, which is what? Valley of despair. Very, very brilliant. Valley of despair. This is stage four, which is what? Informed optimism. And this is stage five, which is your success. This is that GLK, this is that cash in the bank, and many other things. This is called the emotional circle of change. Look, listen up very clearly. Everybody goes through this in every field and every sector. There's no sector that people don't make money in, right? For me, one of the reasons I'm doing real estate is high value and consistently over a period of time. There are two types of income. There's capital gain and there's cash flow. Capital gain and what? Cash flow. My mentor always teaches that the reason for work is not necessarily to spend. The reason for work is to get to the point where you can now build a leverage that can give you cash flow over a period of time. Man was not built to work all the days of your life. These things are life. I'm not saying you should not stay an employee. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that even as an employee, the reason for your income is not necessarily to spend. Else you work all the days of your life and still die However, if you understand that the reason for work is to raise money, be able to build a cash flow system, right? So that the rest of your life, that's why the Bible said a good man does what? He leaves an inheritance. What does inheritance mean? He leaves something valuable for them. Inheritance, it means that when you're about to die, when you're old or you're retired, in quotes, you're not dependent on your children. You cannot be dependent on your children and still be a good man. Jeff Anoze said it. Okay, it means that you have to be. I mean, in Africa, our parents live like they pass on their own responsibility to us. So much so that by the time we are done solving the problems of our parents, we're like 40, 45. And so by the time you know your own life, you're almost at the end of your life. Then you pass on that kind of thing again to the next generation. Okay? For me, real estate helps me mitigate that gap because they have income nature of real estate. One deal can change your life, literally. One. There are not many industries where the potential are this high. And understandably so, because real estate is a now and forever business. So long as human beings walk the surface of the earth, they need somewhere to live, they even need somewhere to farm. So even if they're even working under, they're not having a shelter, they're living in the bush, they still need that bush to stay. And that bush is what? Real estate. Remembering that the size of the earth is the same from when it was just Adam and Eve to now that we're 8 billion people. So I tell us that the more something is of less in supply, the more valuable it is, right? And the more it is, the more money it costs. Is that not so? And so that's why we see cities like London, New York, they now build vertically. They no more build horizontally because land don't finish for them. And so even the vertical said, before you even afford it, the cost die. All right? So this is my reason of doing real estate. And for the fact that I have kids, and I would love that on their wedding or after, like I have one of my wife's friends that after their wedding, their father literally give them a house, you know, like a duplex, like take. I had another family that the father gave them like 2 duplexes. I said, okay, use this one as rental income, start your life. You know what I'm talking about? And then live in this one. Do you see the leverage? Like, just tell me. Instead, the person is an if more here. Do you see that you have a platform to now build on? Now, imagine if that is sustained for another 5 generations. I said they will kiss your picture even long after you're dead. Like daddy, your why daddies are heroes. Oh. It's not daddies that used to, you know. So you see that my reason for real estate, not necessarily that, oh, yes, I tried out other the truth, but I didn't know real estate at the time I was trying other industries. Okay. Point I'm trying to make with all of this is that whether real estate, whether you're selling shoes, whether you're selling whatever it is, these things apply. That's the point I'm trying to make. They apply. And the code, the secret code to these things is consistency. Understanding these things I just shared, the 4 stages of competence, and then the 5 levels of emotional cycle of change is a game changer in your life in anything you're doing. Understanding that your competence level per time determines your income level. Understanding that your knowledge of even the level you're in, some people don't even know that. They have no idea. They're just living in limbo. They're just floating. All right? And that's why we're different here. We have heard, we have known. And so our approach to these things is different. Right? And also understand that determiner. Time changes things, especially when you're moving, your time is spent in knowledge. Like you understand that you don't know at every stage and you're trying to know. Right? Understand well, giving yourself time to grow. You don't be hard on yourself because you don't know. It's something you don't know. This guy, I see his stuff and he keeps saying that confusion is a good thing. At every stage of your time that you feel like I'm confused on what to do is a good thing. What it means is that you understand there should be something more. There should be something better. Yes, you may not be able to place your finger on it at that time, but that there's a consciousness of the fact that this thing here now, no, there should be, that is a good thing. Moving to the next phase is now knowledge. You see, the gap there now is knowledge. In fact, few months ago, there are things I knew and I did not know. And the knowledge I know now at least set the tone for me for the next few months or years. And because I consciously went after knowledge, I pay heavily for knowledge. All right? And so what I'm trying to say is for you to be able to see in the coming months or the rest of your real estate journey, the PVC strategy is important. Position, you must be seen. You can't be so skilled and knowledgeable and visible. So when people say things they don't like social media, I feel like your case is not redeemable. I pause so that it sinks. Your case is not redeemable. How can you not like social media? God has given you a tool. Just a phone. You can reach. There's a lady I watch on TikTok. She's on the North Pole. I've forgotten that her name. She literally, like days, there are days in a month where they have only lights. Days, only lights. She will say, this is 12 midnight, and look at it, it is as bright as the day. How would you have known that? We that live here, with good weather, night they reach quick. Right? And there are days also that is only nights. Because she's at the North Pole. Do you see? Now, this is a beautiful tool that can help. And say, hello, my name is Jeff. I sell real estate in Enugu. Are you? See how sweet it is? Like, you literally, the gap. And you tell me that I don't like social media? I don't know, man. Like, I can't help you, you know? Positioning. Positioning is very important. As much as you can reach people, let people also be able to see you. It's important. See, there's no such thing as overpost. It's in your mind. And it's the village people that are telling you that thing. Anybody that comes to your inbox, tell them I said so. Anybody that comes to your inbox, tell you overposting, block the person. Just tell them that it's not your fault. Mark Zuckerberg produce block button. Yeah. Positioning is very important. As much as your is add value to what you look, stand out. How do you be the preferred option? By implementing what we call what? Value-based marketing. Value-based marketing. It stands you out. You're literally the option other than every other person. Why? Because every other person are either so ignorant, remember unconscious incompetence, or they are not, they don't understand these things, they don't understand the EAT strategy. The point that this helps you what? Build expertise, authority, and trust. They don't understand it. So you see that unconscious incompetence, right? So value-based marketing stands you out. So as much as you're saying, it helps you be the preferred option. All right? And eventually consistency. So as much as you're implementing the positioning, value-based marketing, you need to be consistent and give yourself time to grow. I stammer. I'm a stammerer. Like, my stammering is but you see, I'm the one that's talking to you now, and you may not even notice that I stammer. Why? Because I've done this period of time. I've trained online and offsite. In fact, of 2022, we did every Monday 8 p.m. consistently. And guess who was teaching most of the time? So you see that I have now over time that my competence level has grown. Unconscious competence yet, but I am. That is, I can teach you for another 2 hours. I won't get tired. You're the one that is sitting down will get tired, and I won't run out of what to say because I have applied the 4 levels of competence, and time has helped me. You see, so you to give yourself time, but you're giving yourself time with the knowledge of the stages you are growing in, and also finally understanding the 5 emotional circle of change. Understanding that the problem is not the vehicle, the problem is you. The problem is not the vehicle. The vehicle can be forex, it can be crypto, it can be real estate, it can be okrika, it can be pepe, osende, eh? That is a vehicle. That's a vehicle. And with every vehicle, there's a level of change, there's a level of knowledge you must have to be able to reach the goal of that thing or this success, whatever you term success. Success is different for many people. Okay, so what term success, you must go through emotional circle of change. So understanding these things will help us change. A fine blend of these three levels helps us achieve some magical beyond. You not even you can't even really go how, because they just feel like this guy is an overnight success. They don't want in your life, and knowledge of the different levels have come to be. Do you have any question as we wrap up? Online, do you have questions? No questions. So please, yeah. Please help me with the mic so that others can hear too. If you can be a bit audible so we cannot hear you.
Okay, I say thank you very much for the. Okay, thank you very much for the teaching this morning, and it's really quite in depth and revealing. And like I said, I can really relate to it because it's something that I'm also exposed to over a period of time. And but there is this part that you did mention, which I think I feel if you could just throw more light on,
Okay.
so I can be able to understand more. Because at some point, we also see people run into the same error,
Yes.
which is about market, creating a niche in the market.
Okay.
The real estate company or industry is vast.
Yes.
And then you see people, they are um, they are into they are looking for a bulk purchase, just like you mentioned.
Mhm.
They also house agents. They are also just a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then it now becomes trying to pursue two rabbits at the same time
Yes.
and losing out on all. So can you just itemize these different
Niches.
so
Okay.
that people can now understand much more about it? Thank you.
Okay. All the questions online, especially if you have questions, please drop in the comment section. So, from my analysis, my opinion, 4 categories of buyers, 4 categories. There are several levels of market. The market, I like to divide the market into 3 stages: low end, range, and high end. Really, market. Different categories, Abi, so that someone can niche down and know where to focus on. There are 4 categories of buyers, in my opinion. There are investors. If you attended my training very well, you should know these things, Abi. There are what? Investors. There are what? Cash protectors. Cash protectors. I will explain it in a minute. There are homeowners. And they are what? Diasporans. These are, in my opinion, buy real estate. Of course, clearly, they like to buy bulk land and put a touch and resell in retail, right? Cash protectors, these are people that understand the time value. They are divided into two. First set of people understand the time value of money, and so they understand that keeping money in the bank causes things like inflation, devaluation of the naira, reduces their money. You get, and they want to also increase their money, right? So they understand those things, and so they also do something we call land banking. So they put their money in the property, and then over time, the property return. All right. One part of people are people that have some money, but they don't want people to know they have that money. You know what I'm talking about? And so they hide it through real estate. Homeowners are individuals that get tired of being landlords, of tenants, of being tenants. So they say things like, I've passed that level of living in rented apartments. Usually, palm sex, they just left the office, they retired, um, done each other, have plenty money, and they feel like, why will I be answering this one, Oga? Let me just go and build my house. Some people too, like me, the reason I feel like this is important is to leave a permanent residence for your kids. Some of us never have permanent residence the rest of our life. It's your village address used to use. no permanent residence. I mean, I'm bashing myself too. I like to be real. I feel like this is important. You have a house, you have kids. You know how you watch foreign movies and they'll come back and see, they'll not see their room when they were small. You know that legacy, that memory. I mean, let me just add this. The reason this thing is good, is to keep memories. When you move houses often, you lose a lot of things. Like your second primary school books, those things are so nice to see. Anyways, then then diasporans are of course Nigerians that live abroad. I like to divide people into two groups: the 1 to 5 years and then the 5 to 10, 20 years. Their needs and desires are different. The need for the 1 to 5 years and the need for this, and even their purchasing power is different. So understanding these people and then matching what they need per time helps too. Now, having known these, I also think that in choosing a niche, you also consider your location. Location plays a very vital role. And if I talk about location, I like to add here that, see, I don't believe that you should, if you're selling properties, for instance, in Nigeria and you're starting out, I don't believe that you should be everywhere. For people that say things like, now it could work for you, but I don't know a lot, but the little knowledge I have around building a personal brand, it will take you a way longer time and a lot of money to build authority, like trust, if you're everywhere in Nigeria. So they ask you, say, oh, I market anyway, anyway, in Nigeria, I know me. Oh, Asaba, Lagos, Onitsha, Nkerefi, what do they call that? Kotongora. You're everywhere. Forgetting that the land laws in these places are literally different. In Enugu, we do something like irrevocable power of attorney. There is registered. You go and you're telling them irrevocable power of attorney. They're looking at you like, something wrong with you? Are you a scammer? Do you get? In Uyo, they do irrevocable power of attorney too. That is registrable. In Abuja, they have things like FCD, they have things like Amaklans, they have an R of O. We don't do R of O here, right? And then right of occupancy and all of that. And then when you say you market everywhere and you don't understand in depth the land laws of that place and how to navigate it, you see that you're just a so I think location also plays a very vital role. Now, when you consider your location, let me give an example. So in Enugu now, biggest market in Enugu are low end, from my experience. Low end, 120 million. So if you're playing in an Enugu market, for instance, this is just my experience. I'm not saying it's arguable, right? If you're playing in a market like Enugu and you actually want to build a business in real estate, automatically your niche goes to this side. Because really, how many fancy buildings for sale do we have in Enugu? How many developers in Enugu, for instance, their core focus is to build luxury houses to sell? Like, how many are they? And how many of it are in existence? So that when you see the few that are building, you see like 22 and a half realtors on that same property. So by the time you're done with your own marketing, today is sold. So the client you followed, quiet, followed, and you know to site. And as he's saying, okay, let's go and pay. That's happened to me. There's one that happened to me. It seems so painful. Client said, okay, he's going to make a transfer, and I called to get the details. And just told me, Jeff, they're just signing the document. And the guy was standing beside me. And I'm like, what will I tell this one? Okay. So I feel like location also matters. Have I made sense? So when you find this out, so if you want to do rent, for instance, you now decide, okay, it's rent you want to do, right? So your duty now is to if you're going to niche on rent, so you focus on have your number one clients are landlords, house owners. They should be your number one clients. So your job is to find them, hunt them down, find them, and get their contacts, and get them to, get, or lawyers, because many around here, many landowners prefer to, house owners prefer to give their property to lawyers. So you have to look for lawyers that are odogus too in that niche and collaborate with them. So you're as much as you're looking for clients to do the renting, you're also looking for property owners to collaborate with. So you see that your focus in time, and if you're able to do it very well, you will become a standard in that niche. But when you're everywhere, you're just master of nothing. At the end of the day, 10 years, 2 years has gone by, and you don't have, and to is hard, it doesn't work. It's just you that don't understand what you're doing. You're everywhere. Makes sense? Any other question? I hope I answered. Any other question as we wrap up? All right, with absence, is there any question online? Yeah, you have a question? Qualifying questions, yeah. Okay, I'll just hint on it today. Let me hint on it quickly for the brevity of 2-3 minutes. Let me hint on it. So, qualifying. We'll talk about plenty in another class on closing. Should I go on with this? It's almost time, Abi. Can we do some 10 classes? Okay, beautiful. So we're just doing some 10 classes. All right. Any other question around what we did today as we wrap up? Okay, so with the absence of more time, I hope I end the value of it. Worth it. Was worth it, right? I hope I wasn't boring. I was, right? I just like to teach. And if you have questions, comment section in subsequent classes, we will put it up. All right, so without any more questions, we come to the end of today's section. Again, we'll be here again next week, same time, 10 a.m., online and on-site. YouTube channel is where you get the replay of this class on the YouTube channel. The link will be in the comment section of this video, and you can go there, subscribe, and watch. Okay, yeah. So I want to announce to you all that Southeast Realtors Conference and Awards is coming up on the 8th of November, 2024. I thought clap here. I told you. How many of you had the last year? So you did. How was it like? Now that was a taster to what I mean. Last year we had an audience of around 700. This year we're looking at the 1,000 or 2,000 audience level, because we're taking the biggest hall at Amadio. We're holding at Amadio Event Center on the 8th of November. The next day will be a master class. All right, so the next day we're going to have the master class. Master class is on the 9th of November. Now let me tell you a bit about the people that are coming. We've not unveiled that, right? Okay, we'll unveil it later. All right, of course, the link for registration will be open this week by God's grace, and then I'll be next week, and then all the information you need will be there. In the meantime, thank you so much for your time. This is Browdy Global Limited. We are a real estate marketing company, and we also have a group for realtors, up and budding realtors, where we share information on properties, insights, information like these trainings, etc. The link also section, so you can go click on it. For those that are here that want to join, meet Roy after now, and Roy will help you out with that. Thank you so much for your time, and please just listen and write notes. Please implement. Success is not alone. Thank you so much and have a great day.